Hey guys, Ultimate Deadpool here. So make sure to watch this video to the very end. There's going to be a couple of surprise announcements with Gravity Man. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into things. Alright, so starting off right away, just like I said in my last video, some of the Gravity Man characters have gotten another redesign. Gravity Man is obviously the first pick. Now, do not get me wrong, I do love this design. I like the armor plating, Jango Fett design, as well as the arm printing and the legs. But there is going to be a scene in the movie where he is going to wear this particular outfit here. And what this is it's just like I said yesterday, it's just a pale copy of the Moon Knight design recolored. So this is actually a really good design if you ask me. It's really not a bad costume choice. And then he's got the recolored Dark Knight legs or Batman legs. And with this particular outfit, I can't say too much about it, but just know that when he's on camera, he'll look like that. So that's about it. So I can't say much more about that outfit, about this design. He won't wear it too long, unless I feel like it works better. But most likely he will wear this suit for at least one scene. But he'll take the technology from it and use it on him. Or something like that. I haven't quite figured that part out yet. But anyway, just know that he will wear this suit at some point in the movie. So, on to the next character. Alright, so you guys kind of saw this in the Gravity Man trailer. This is no longer a separate character like it was supposed to be. Because nobody could come... I couldn't come up with a good name for that character. For those of you who don't know who I'm talking about. This was the character that appeared in a couple of videos, and a lot of people were saying that it was a clone of Death. That's not the case. It's Death in a different outfit. And it's going to be a more desert garb attire because of the way the design is done. Now this is 100% Lego. This is not me. None of this is paper. So this is not the only redesign that Death has. He's also got this new design. Just like I said yesterday, Death does have armor on, so that's what all this stuff is. It's the Kevlar or whatever. It's the Dark Knight armor recolored. So when he takes that armor off, this is what's underneath it. Obviously not the skull face. Most likely the skull mask will be on both outfits. Just so that way I can hide Death's identity better. Because even though this does help, his identity is still going to change while also stay the same. So the mask is this is definitely going to help hide that and keep it a mystery. Because that's the whole point, is you're not supposed to know who Death's identity is. And I still haven't really revealed it on this channel anyway. Therefore, it's perfect. So yeah, he'll wear this outfit at least for one scene, just like Gravity Man wearing this one. He'll wear it for at least one scene, but most of the time he'll be wearing this outfit, as well as the original one, which I did find. And I'm gonna have to redo, unless you guys want me to keep the wear and tear on it, just so because it gives it character. This would not be a hard design to redo. So this is basically all of Death's outfits throughout the Gravity Man movie. He's going to start off with this, go to this, and then eventually become these two. So like I said, this is going to be the underlayment or the undersuit for what this is. Now this is not black. This is actually gunmetal. Off of an Ultron piece that I never used. So And then the skull and crossbones just signifies death. which is basically what he is. Same thing, it's just a redesign or recolor of the Moon Knight character. And then the belt is a dark Batman belt. I don't remember which one. But that's it. So again, let me know down in the comments if you guys want me to keep the original Death design the way it is, or if you guys want me to redo it to where it looks newer. Otherwise, it's just going to stay the way it is. So anyway, on to the next character. And again, you guys did see the new Inferno design in the trailer. Now, this is going to be his first outfit that he ever uses in the movie, aside from his street clothes. This is going to be the outfit that he wears once he joins up with Death. So, and this is all going to be explained in the Inferno video, or Inferno origin that I do. The reason why the reason why Inferno can basically have his head resemble Ghost Rider is because when his head basically does this, that's not showing that he is a spirit of vengeance. That just shows that you're using all of his focus and all of his energy on his flaming power. So it's just a weird way to show you guys that he's using his maximum power, or he's at his full strength or something like that. He won't do it often, only if he gets like really ticked off or something, or really irritated or frustrated or whatever you want to say. And real quick, this is not an actual Ghost Rider head. This is a knockoff. So the actual face is an actual Lego head from the Lego Ninjago series, but the hairpiece is off of a different character that I ordered ordered online, and this is actually the main piece that was keeping the Invasion series from getting finished. So now that I've got that, I will finish the Invasion series most likely Sunday. So keep an eye out for that. So yeah, and the biggest reason I got this piece is because I knew it was going to be able to be separated from the original character. So this is actually what it came off of. Just a really cheap knockoff of the actual Legos Ghost Rider with the flame piece able to come off. And the main reason I got this character, or this, I guess you could say character, is because I knew that the hairpiece could come off, and I needed a darker orange, because this is a darker orange compared to what the actual Legos Ghost Rider is, which is great because every single time Inferno uses his powers, he always has red eyes, and the yellow eyes just kind of changed that for some reason, and I didn't like it. So this hairpiece is actually meant for Inferno, but it can be used for other characters, like if Johnny Blaze is transforming into Ghost Rider, his eyes glow red, and then I can put that skull piece on, light the hair on fire, then boom, switch it over to that, and it works. But in Inferno's case, that doesn't work because his eyes are almost always glowing red because he's just always pissed off. That is Inferno's entire thing, is he's always angry, and therefore he always has his powers active, or is always ready to use his powers. So anyway, this design will appear for most of the film. Towards the end, he'll have this one. And real quick, Gravity Man is going to be a trilogy, most likely. If it's not, then there will be another sequel. I can't say what the title of the sequel is because it'll spoil the first movie that has not come out yet. But just know that a Gravity Man sequel is in the works. And hopefully it is as good as I'm hoping it's going to be. But just know that all of the side characters play a crucial role in the second movie, not the first movie. So keep that in mind. And on to the next character. Alright, so Jack Hammer was probably one of my favorite villains, even though he's super pathetic when you think about it, because all he is a super strong guy who wields a gigantic freaking sledgehammer, which is cool and all, but I never really liked his costume choice. You know, the white and orange do work, but it's all, you know, when you compare it with a character like Slimeball, Shocker, which is the new name for this character because I'm tired of calling him Zax because that's not an electric sounding name. So I'm technically taking Marvel's Shocker's name, but trust me, this is an original character enough to where it does count. And technically, I did do the same thing when I made Metalhead. So it's still the same name, it's just a completely different character. So even when I did Metalhead, it was still technically the same thing. But anyway, so this character's new name is now Shocker, just because it's much easier for me to remember, and it's just easier altogether. So when you compare these two, or everyone else's costume design with him, it's too simple and it's too stupid. Plus, just like I said yesterday, if by some chance Inferno and Jack Hammer were on screen together, it'd be too confusing on who's who, simply because of their costume designs and costume choices or costume colors. So with this new design, I think it will blend it much better, and will actually end up working 3 times as well. The crotch piece does need to get changed at some point because it is a black piece, which isn't bad. It just kind of looks like he's. It almost kind of reminds me of Superman and Batman when they have their underwear on the outside. So 97% of the first movie, just like everything else, he is going to wear the orange suit. But then, like I said, you know, towards the end, he will have the gray suit. And just to clarify, I do like the gray suit a lot better than the orange one, simply because it makes him look even more menacing than he does already. Literally, the face was the only thing that kept him looking menacing, because if you were to put any other character's head on this body, it just completely degrades it. Perfect example. You can't take that seriously. So literally the head was the only thing saving that character. But I do think with this new design, it definitely makes him seem a little bit more intimidating. Because like I said, he is a strong character, because that's his entire power, is super strength. But again, just like everything else, it is a redesign of the Moon Knight body, because that's simply the easiest thing for me to do, even though it is still time consuming as hell. He does still have a hammer, just like this, on his chest. It's very hard to see, but it's supposed to be like a cartoon type hammer that's laughing, or has this like crimson smile or some shit like that. It's very hard to see because it's so small, but trust me, it is there. And whoa, that's what the hell. Okay, I apologize for light sensitive viewers if you guys just got that massive flash. That was not intentional. So, but you know, I do like the gray. You know, the gray. And one thing that people don't really understand about these things is when I make a character, especially if it's a certain, certain reed color, I try to keep the printing or the printed piece as close to the actual Lego's plastic as possible. And this is one of those examples that's perfect, because it just the gray, yeah, is a little bit darker than the actual Lego's plastic, but this is also an older piece. This is one of the Fireman pieces, which is actually the original Gravity Man costume design from the first movie. And the only reason it was like that was because of the stupid gauge on the shoulder up here. So technically, if you think about it, it kind of came full circle because it's still being used for a Gravity Man character, just not for a Gravity Man himself. So that's kind of funny. Shocker's the same way. I did try to make the blue match up as close as I could, and the printer that I used for this didn't exactly work. I will redo this character's design at some point with the proper color blue. Same thing with Inferno. The orange is a little bit lighter than the actual plastic, but it's as close as I could get it. Again, I may redo that at some point in the future. Slime Ball is kind of the same way, except his is a little bit more understandable because it's a much darker color. And honestly, the green doesn't seem to fade that badly, so it's not that bad. A perfect example of a perfect blend is the Gravity Man redesign, because the actual blue was taken off of a Captain America existing Lego print. So I was able to take that blue and reuse it for this, so that's why those colors match up perfectly. Death's new design was a little bit harder because I originally had it set so that way it was this color, and that did not work when I printed it out. So I was able to find an Ultron body and use that instead, and I do like the gunmetal gray even better than the darker gray. So anyway, on to the new character, and then we'll go on to the rest of the stuff. Alright, so this is the new character. Just like I said yesterday, he's not going to appear in a whole lot of videos, or even the first movie for that much of a time, for that long. If he does, he'll show up at like the very end of the movie, because this is not an important character in this movie or the next one, but he will play a significant role in the Gravity Man universe. So this is Ice Master, and this is probably one of my favorite design choices because of how stupid it is. Just like everything else, like I said, it's a redesign of the Moon Knight body. But what's funny about it is he's got an ice cube in the middle of his chest and then a snowflake on his belt buckle. I think that's hysterical. That's pretty much it. Just like everybody else, he does have the same recolor of the Batman legs. And just like the other two, just like Jackhammer and everybody else, I did try to match the plastic the print with the plastic as close as I could. And it actually doesn't look that bad. Again, it's a little bit darker than what it should be, but all in all, it really isn't bad, especially for a character that's not going to have too much screen time. That's why I saved him for last. But all in all, it'll work. So let's go ahead and get to... also, when he's... if he uses his full power, similar to the way Inferno does when he has his head light up as a Ghost Rider head, this is going to be what he kind of looks like. And yes, this is NRG Zane from the Ninjago series, with the exception of the hairpiece. This is not the same hairpiece because he actually has a ninja helmet. This is, however, a custom-made hairpiece that was a spiked hairpiece painted blue for Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty. And I think with this character, it definitely does work. This is also going to be the design for Iceman if he ever appears in any videos. Iceman will look something like this. And I'm not going to change this design at all because I love the reflective printing on it that Lego already did. And yes, I know I could just order another one, but I don't want to do that. This one does have some sentimental value to it. Mostly because it was like one of my first actual Lego characters that I ever got. But beside that, the face definitely does work. So if he doesn't look like this when he uses his full abilities. It'll just be just basically, take the head off and swap out the head. So he may end up looking more like this than anything, but you guys get the point. He's not going to be a crucial role, but he will still show up in a few segments here and there. And he will have a couple of death battles with characters of his stature. I'm looking at you, Mr. Freeze. So, anyway, that's pretty much it on the redesigned characters and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and get everybody back together, and I'll explain a few things along the way. It's really funny now that I actually think about it. All of these characters that you see in front of you have the same torso design with just slight recolors or different colors and slightly different upgrades to their print designs. Nothing major though. What's really funny is all of these torso designs and most of the arm designs are the exact same thing. They're all Moon Knight, but what's really funny is I haven't made Moon Knight. And the reason why that's funny is why use the same design if you're not actually going to make the character? So I will make Moon Knight at some point, even though I don't know much about the character. But I thought that was funny. I was literally looking at all these off camera, and I'm like, oh my god, they're all the same thing, but not once have I actually made the real character. So it's kind of funny when you think about it. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and get Deadpool and Cap off the screen. So, just like I said earlier, the Gravity Man movie is going to go ahead and get a sequel, only because, and not just because I'm a thriller with sequels, but just because I already know that the first movie is going to do really well, and the movie is going to set up for a sequel. So the biggest things you guys need to know about the sequel is all of these characters will play a bigger role in the second movie than they will in the first. I have seen tons of movies, tons of documentaries, and countless directors say the same thing. If it's a superhero movie, the best thing you can do is have the main villain and the main hero as the two plot points. And any other side character or side villain, you still give them significant amount of screen time, but you don't give them a crucial part unless it's a sequel or unless it ends up getting a spinoff, which Gravity Man will do that. It will eventually get a spinoff show on Ultimate Deadpool, both Ultimate Deadpool Studios and Ultimate Deadpool Extras. It will get a spin-off series. So, and basically when that happens, basically after the first Gravity Man film is when the miniseries starts, and then once that series ends, it's going to build up to the sequel. Once that sequel is over, then it'll go back to the main series and will kind of stay that way unless I do a crossover event where, Gravity Man meets Iron Man, or Gravity Man meets Deadpool, or Ghost Rider, or Spider-Man, or the Ninja Turtles, or something, which is probably not going to happen for a long time because I want people to get used to the Gravity Man character, understand the Gravity Man character, and actually love the Gravity Man character more than they already do before I put Gravity Man in with anybody else. I've said this, and I hurt my brain making this video. I said that all the Gravity Man characters are going to stay in their own universe until the time is ready to where I can put them with anybody else and still have people get fond of seeing Gravity Man or any of their characters. So that does not mean that any of these characters are excluded. Most of the other Gravity Man characters will still show up in a handful of crossover videos like Ghost Rider, stuff like that, because they're unique enough to where they can be or represent Gravity Man. But the main two characters that will not appear in any crossovers until quite some time has passed are the two main ones. So it's weird. It's just the way I gotta do that. I know what I need to do to make it work. Hopefully it does. If not, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys all next time on Ultimate Deadpool Studios. Peace out. You guys are awesome.